Assalamu alaikum dear students. Hope all of you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. I am Naima Akhtar Tisha, Assistant Teacher Science, Morning Shift of National Ideal English Version School. Today I am going to take class 9 chemistry class based on chapter 2. Let's start our class. Dear students, just see. It's our lecture number 7 and today our topic is chapter 2 reading done part 3 and today we will do also the exercise. Let's see. Here a picture is given, graph of applying heat on ice. We know about the boiling and melting point and boiling and melting temperature also. Here in this axis time, this axis indicate the time and this axis indicate the temperature. At first we take some ice. We know that ice normally under below 0 degrees Celsius water remain in ice condition. So if we provide heat, at first ice we take minus 40 degrees Celsius temperature ice. If we provide heat at first for minus 40 degrees Celsius temperature ice gradually increase its temperature and goes up to 0 degrees Celsius temperature ice. At 0 degrees Celsius temperature that ice start to melt and for certain period it at first it total ice will melt. And on that time no temperature will increase. That's why you see a straight line here. It is the melting point in case of ice. After melting all the ice, then it turns to all liquid water, and from 0 degrees Celsius temperature water, if we provide heat, then again the temperature of water will start increasing, and up to 100 degrees Celsius temperature it will increase its temperature. Then if we provide heat, it will increase its temperature. Then in C, point C, it is in 100 degrees Celsius. In 100 degrees Celsius temperature, when the water reached in 100 degrees Celsius temperature, then if we provide more heat, then it start to boil, and on that time when the water start to become vaporized, on that time no temperature will increase. That's why you can see the straight line. When all the liquid water turns to vapor, after that in 100 degrees Celsius temperature, if we provide heat, then again the temperature of vapor will increase. That means from this graph chart we can understand that in boiling point and in melting point and in boiling point, if we provide heat, no temperature will increase. On that heat will used in conversion of the state of matter. At the same time, if we consider if we cool down the vapor, at first if we consider 140 degrees Celsius temperature vapor, if we cool it up to 100, it remain in vapor condition, but in 100 degrees Celsius temperature it start to become condensed and turns to water. In 100 degree all vapor at first convert into liquid water, then if we again cool down it, then again the temperature of water start decreasing, and up to 0 degrees Celsius it will decrease, and when it comes to 0 degrees Celsius again its temperature remain constant and full water turns to ice, and then after that again it will start decrease its temperature. Now let's see what is distillation and sublimation. Distillation is the combination of vaporization and condensation. That means if we the process of heating a liquid into vapor and then retrieving the liquid from the vapor by cooling it is called distillation. That means at first we will provide heat. If we provide heat to water, then at 0 degree Celsius temperature it turns to become vapor. At 100 degree Celsius temperature it turns to vapor, that is known as vaporization. And if we cool down that vapor, again it below 100 or 100 degree Celsius temperature, if we up to cool down that vapor up to 100 degree Celsius temperature, it will turns to liquid water, that is known as condensation. And vaporization and condensation commonly known as distillation. And what is sublimation? Normally there are maximum, we know that there are 3 states of matter: solid, liquid and gaseous. And normally if we provide heat to solid, it turns to liquid. If we provide heat to liquid, then it turns to gaseous. But there are some matter, if we provide them heat, then from solid condition they directly turns to gaseous, and that process is known as sublimation. The process in which heating a solid directly turns that solid into gaseous substance instead of liquid is called sublimation. And that kind of substance is ammonium chloride, copper, naphthalene, solid carbon dioxide, iodine, aluminum chloride, etc. are the example of sublimation. And look, see, if you observe this picture carefully, from a solid, if you provide heat directly, it turns to gaseous. Now we can easily separate this we can easily we can easily separate any sublimated substance from a mixture. If we take ammonium chloride and sodium chloride and mix it and provide heat, then ammonium chloride directly goes to become gaseous, and sodium chloride will remain in the jar. So we can separate this sublimated substance from any mixture. Now let us do the exercise. What kind of action takes place when hot tea is kept in a teacup? Vaporization, sublimation, diffusion or effusion? It will be vaporization, because when we take any hot tea in a cup, we can see the vapor will come out. What will happen to the particles when water vapor is condensed? What will happen? Size will reduce, will remain in movement, will vibrate at the same position, energy will evolve. Energy will evolve because for conversion from liquid to gaseous, it take energy. So when it condense, it evolve energy. Which of the following picture is applicable for sublimation? Look here, if you observe, this one is the picture of sublimation. So we can find this one in number C. So it will be C. Then here is some problem in here. Heating curve of unknown solid matters Z tells us it is a heating curve, and here they will start from 54 and up to 250, and here the time is given. Look here, melting point of Z is here 54 degrees Celsius is given, but here if you look very carefully this curve, in 154 degrees Celsius temperature it will start melting. So here it will be 154. Then Z is volatile. No, Z is not volatile. Then A and B curves indicate the boiling and melting lines of Z. Here it will be melting and boiling line, because AB is the melting point and CD is the boiling point. Here it will be melting and boiling. Now the option, we know that A and number 1 and number 3 is right. So, it is present in C. So, answer will be C. Now comes to 5. Which of the following has the highest rate of diffusion? For calculating the diffusion rate, we can use normally here carbon dioxide. Carbon mass is 14 and oxygen mass is 16. Here 2 oxygen, so it will be 32. Carbon is 12, sorry, carbon is 12. So, and if we consider ammonia, the mass of ammonia, nitrogen is 14 and 1 hydrogen into 3. So, 14 plus 3, it will be 17, and it is for ammonia. Hydrochloric acid, if we consider hydrogen 1, chlorine 35, if we don't take the fraction, then 36, and in case of sulfuric acid, hydrogen is 1 into, as the atomic number atom is 2, then 32, then oxygen 16 into 4, then what we will see, the mass, this is the lowest. So, we know that it is vice versa with the weight. So, it will be ammonia. Ammonia diffusion rate will be highest. Which of the following can be sublimated? Iodine, edible salt, copper sulfate or soda ash? It will be iodine because it is directly given in your book. So, dear students, I hope you have understood today's topic. Keep practicing at home, stay at home and stay safe. Thank you.